Hey guys, it's Rich with your Monday spot on the Pagan Perspective. This week we're talking about shadow work. If I can talk today, that'd be great. Um, so the question is a throwback topic. The first part of the question is, do we use shadow work, or what do we think of whenever we think of shadow work? Do we think of Jung and Jungian philosophy or psychology and all that? And I don't immediately jump to that, though it is something that I think about whenever it's brought up. But I don't immediately go to Jung whenever I think of shadow work. Whenever I think of shadow work, I think of, the getting down and dirty, facing your demons, your inner demons head on, and confronting what you don't necessarily want to confront, the hard truths that are there that everybody else might see, but you don't really want to accept. That's what I think of whenever I think of shadow work. I do use it in my personal practice, which is the second question. And basically, it's the, getting into that nitty gritty, getting into like confronting your feelings head on and not pulling any punches with yourself. Taking an honest look and review at your life, at the situation that you're in, and stuff like that. The hard-hitting questions in your own life. That's how I view shadow work, and that's how I do my shadow work, is confronting those hard to answer questions, or those questions that you want to avoid. Like, is this really what you should be doing right now? Is it something that you want to do, or is it something that you have to do? Is it really that important to do that? Stuff like that. Stuff where are you wasting time because you're avoiding something else? Or are you doing it because it is a necessity? Things like that. Those are the types of questions that I ask in my type of shadow work. Because I am a procrastinator. I still haven't made the video that I wanted to make for my personal channel. Stuff like that. So is it something that I need to do? Is it something that I'm just procrastinating on? Or is it something that, I'm making excuses of why I haven't done that? That type of thing. No, that's not the greatest shadow work example, but, that's an example. The third question is, oh, if I could remember, that'd be great. Let's see. Oh, is it beneficial? That's what the third question was. Is it beneficial? I think it's beneficial because you actually have an honest look at yourself. You have an honest view of who you are, what you're doing, and how you're doing it, what your game plan is, in whatever situation you're looking at. So in my example of making a video for my personal channel, am I honestly looking at all the prospects of, being able to make that video? And am I just procrastinating on it? And if the answer is yes, I'm procrastinating on it, then the next question would be, why am I procrastinating on it? Is it because I don't have all my thoughts together? Is it because I haven't made an outline? Or is it because I really don't want to share something, or something to that effect? So the real reason is I just haven't had time to sit down and do a video. But the next question would be, why haven't I had the time? Have I not made the time? The answer is no, I've been working a lot. So, that type of thing. Or is it that I'm just making excuses? And whenever you start asking yourself those questions and you honestly answer, you learn a lot about yourself, and you learn a lot about the processes that go through your mind and what you can do to avoid certain situations. Like if you're a procrastinator, then what makes you procrastinate? Why are you procrastinating? Is there something that steps in your way? I know years ago, a big thing that would make me procrastinate is sitting down in front of the television. Sitting there and watching television would be something that would just get in the way of doing certain things. So now the answer to it is cut the cable. Yes, I have Netflix, yes, I have Hulu and stuff like that. And that's something that I can still do stuff around the house and take the videos with me, rather than sitting in front of one TV and watching that one TV, something like that. So whenever you start finding the answers to why you do certain things the way you do, and you start seeing the underlying problems, you start finding ways to either cut those problems down or minimize those types of situations that you get into, minimize those problems. And in that aspect, it is very beneficial to your productivity, yourself, the way that you spend your life, such as if you weren't doing a ritual. If you're not doing a Sabbath ritual, or you're not doing a ritual that you had set in stone to do at a certain day on a certain time, if you're not doing it, why aren't you doing it? Are you enthralled in something else? And is that actually beneficial to you? If that is a set time that you had with your deities, that you were going to sit down with them, and that's whenever you would be in communion with them, is there a reason why you're not doing that? Is it something that's underlying within yourself that you don't want to expose to your deities, that you're embarrassed of? Or is it that you think that they're not as important as they are? Or is it that you don't think that you are worthy of being there? You know, those types of situations. So whenever you start asking yourself those questions, then you actually get to the answer of where your mindset is. And if your mindset is, well, I'm not worthy of being in communion with these deities, then you have to ask yourself, well, what is it that I'm not comfortable with? Or what is it that I think I'm less than? You know, that I'm not worthy of being in communion with these deities that really want to work with me, but that I'm not actually going to that point. You guys see what I'm saying? You see where I'm going with this? So you end up learning a lot about yourself in the long run by asking yourself those hard-hitting questions and doing that type of shadow work that, is very beneficial. So I think that's all that I have for this video. I think I've rambled on enough, and I think I made all my points. So I hope that answers this question. If you guys have any comments, feel free to leave them in the bottom bar or in the comments below. And next week is subs week, and I'll see you guys the following week. So until then, may you have love, hugs, and ladybugs. Bye-bye.